So it's currently earlier on in the morning. We've just taken all the bedding off and put it in the wash just to keep things nice and clean. How are you feeling?
Bad.
You feeling bad? What's hurting? Your throat?
Yeah.
You got a sore throat?
My head.
And what else hurts?
My leg.
Your legs hurt. And your...
My head.
Yeah. So we've just given you some more paracetamol, haven't we? And then he woke up at 6 o'clock this morning and said, "Mum, Mum." And he said, "I love you, Mum." And then I give him some paracetamol there and just give him a cuddle. But you slept all night, didn't you? Yeah. And I don't think he's going to get out of this bed today either, the poor thing. But we'll keep you informed. I've just been in the bath, hence why I'm not on the vlog for the moment, but I will come on a little bit later on when I've got my makeup and hair done. I love you, Caleb.
I love you.
Okay, bfam, so it's currently now a school day, and as you guys know, for most of you will know if you follow us on Instagram, that we posted a picture on our stories that Caleb had a fever over the weekend, hence why none of us have even been recording anything over the weekend. Everybody's just been pretty much like ill, so I am a little bit cautious that it could be, yeah, but everybody's thinking it could be, but I don't want to overreact because, you know, at the end of the day I want to get on with my daily life, but I don't want to put anybody else in danger. So I think like it's a good idea for me to call the school, get their opinion, see what they suggest, see if they suggest for us to just take Logan and Caleb in, or if they suggest for us to keep them off for 7 days and to self-isolate for 7 days. It is what is recommended. So we might not be going anywhere this week, depending on what the schools say. But we just want to see what their policy is on it and what their idea is on it. I'll update you guys after this phone call on like what happened with Caleb and myself and stuff like that, and you guys can get a bit more of an understanding of what's been happening. But I hope it's nothing serious. I'll talk you through my symptoms and and Caleb's symptoms and Stephanie's symptoms and Dionne, Sean's symptoms and Logan's symptoms. We've all had like strange symptoms, so I'm gonna call the school, see what they suggest for Caleb and Logan. Personally, I would just want to keep them off because I don't want to put anybody else at risk. But at the same time, you can't get tested unless you've got an illness or you're like a high risk category, which we're not because we're young. So we're never going to know if we have got it or we haven't got it. So it's one of them things, isn't it? But I'll give them a call, see what they say. Hello there, it's Caleb and Logan Batista's dad. I'm calling because Caleb came home on Friday with a temperature and he's had aches and pains and headaches since Friday, and he was okay yesterday, which was Sunday. I don't know what your policy is on with the coronavirus and stuff. Like, do we bring him in or?
Well, no. I mean, no. If he's still showing symptoms of aches and pains, no.
Yeah.
I mean, the school's open, obviously.
Yeah.
And it's policy as it always has been. If a child's sick, keep them off for 48 hours clear.
Yeah.
So that they've got no symptoms when they come back to school.
Okay.
Because someone's already just rang and said that child was sick, but it was Friday, so they haven't been sick since. And I said, well, as long as they're clear and got nothing, you know,
yeah.
And that's 2 days clear, I said, send them in. I said, but did you feel that they were okay? And she says, oh yeah, he's fine. And I said, well, send him in then.
Yeah.
You know,
okay.
So I would just say the same to you, you know.
Right.
If they're still showing any symptoms whatsoever, you know, and when were they, just over the weekend?
Just over the weekend. I mean, he's better yesterday. So.
Well, give them another day just to make sure.
Yeah.
And see how they are. And if you think that they're fine, they're clear, they've been okay today, send them in Tuesday.
Right. Okay then.
Okay. I'll make a note of it.
Yeah, just for Caleb and Logan Batista.
Yeah, I've got it.
Yeah, and I'll call you back tomorrow.
Lovely. Thanks
okay.
for ringing then.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
So there you have it, guys.
There you have it. Quite surprised, but I do remember that the government gave the individual schools their own authority to make their own decisions and stuff like that, and different health systems like GPs and stuff. So
that's a little bit worrying though as well though.
Be honest with you, I'm not wanting to get political or anything like that, guys, but I kind of think that, like, I look at America and I think they're doing it right. I look at us and I think
that's a little bit, like, that's a little bit worrying to me, because it's like, you've had symptoms, your symptoms might only last for two days or 3 days, however long, and then you can go back into school. Are we still able to pass it on to people after we've had the symptoms?
Well, I don't know, but they want a herd immunity to be built up, but we're also being told that the most vulnerable are to self-isolate for 3 months, 7 months, which that's what you probably see most of the panic buying happen because of that. I mean, if you had parents or something who are really ill, like had underlying health conditions or pretty old, you'd go out and buy half the shop to deliver them to their door. You would, you know, you would be making sure that your parents, elderly parents, have got everything, and that's what you're probably seeing. And I do think that that's inconsiderate for people to be buying for themselves who are like young and fit and healthy and don't necessarily need that much. But I can understand why people are panic buying. We haven't panic bought, but we have stocked up. We stocked up last month when I was telling you guys all about when everybody was thinking I was, you know, not crazy what he is. I seen you overreacting a little bit. But I had a good feeling about it. I had a feeling like that. Like something that I've never seen that before in this world. Like since my days of being alive, I've never seen a country as big as China be affected in the way it did. And you look at another strong European country such as Italy. Look at it. It's the health system's basically under so much stress, and their health system is twice as big as ours. We've got a bigger population. We've got 66 million in the United Kingdom. They've got 60 million in Italy. We've got 4.5 million people over the age of 50 who, in my opinion, would be at high risk because of being older. So you only got 2.5 million healthcare workers, and you've only got what 4,000 intensive care beds. You can see why. I mean, in my opinion, I don't think that will cut out for it. I definitely think that I agree with the comment that was made on one of the videos past. Says that, oh, like, we've got an amazing healthcare system. We have got the quality, but we haven't got the quantity. We haven't got the amount of quality that we need to deal with it. That's my opinion on the healthcare thing. Somebody says, oh, like, you know, like, calm down, Sean, this is not China. This will be, in my opinion, I'm calling it now, this will be China very soon. If Italy's became China, this will be China very soon. Italy was just steps behind it, and they've had to take drastic measures.
Italy have had the worst death rate in one day. That's even compared to China.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And to be honest with you guys, like, making videos like this about like what's going on and stuff like that, it's very realistic, and that's why I want to keep the vlogs like real. I don't want to like pretend that like nothing's happening in this life, and just, you know, like, you know, some YouTubers are doing it, some YouTubers aren't, some YouTubers are being very real and talking about it, some YouTubers aren't even mentioning it and just going about their daily lives. And, you know, that's a nice way to live in a way, but you can't like ignore what's going on around you. And I suppose that all I've got to say is, like, don't panic. Just, you know, like, take all of the protective measures that are instructed by the authorities. Don't think things are being handled the way they should. But you've heard it yourself. Take them.
I mean, I can understand like sickness. If someone's been sick and not had like a temperature or anything like that, then the schools do say keep them off for 48 hours. That's like the normal law for schools. But to have a temperature and ache and pains, which are signs, and just say, well, if he's not got any aches and pains anymore, if he's not got a temperature anymore, send him back in.
But I'll just talk to you guys a little bit about like our symptoms and stuff. So I've had a cough for about a week now, and it's not been like a major cough. It's just been an irritating cough. I never really thought much of it because I've not really noticed it. And then Caleb had a temperature on Friday, and he was burning up, and that lasted until yesterday, till Sunday. And then Logan felt a little bit unwell, didn't he?
Yeah, on Sunday.
On Sunday, yesterday. So he might have a temperature today, I don't know. And then Dionne and Sean's got the cough, and then Stephanie's got the cough. So whatever we've got, whether it might be the common cold or the common bug, or it could be you know what,
The virus.
No one's going to get tested for it unless we walk into the hospital with pneumonia. So,
Because that's what the government said, haven't they?
yeah, it's
If you've got flu-like symptoms, self-isolate yourself for 7 days.
yeah.
Don't bother calling 111 because there's like a 3-hour wait
There's a
apparently.
3 hour wait on it, is it?
Apparently someone waited that long. And they're not going to send you a test unless you really, really need it, like your priority.
Yeah.
So we could be sitting here
Having it.
and
We'll
not knowing,
Never know if we've had it or we haven't had it.
or not have it and not knowing.
Yeah. So I mean, I think like,
I think like my mind would be put to ease if I knew, if I had a test and I knew if we had had it or not.
yeah. But people who are most at risk, it's scary. I worry for like the elderly. That's why I don't really want to go out. And I don't want to go to school because in case we have got it, which we're never going to know unless you get the flipping test, which I think is stupid in my opinion, and we don't want to put anybody else at risk.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people agree with you as well from what we've seen on the news.
Yeah. And I think panic buying, I think the people who are panic buying are probably the elderly and the people most at risk. And I think the young people just aren't that bothered. They're thinking, oh, well, you know, it's not really much of a big deal. It's not really going to affect me. I don't need to worry about it that much. But I think the elderly people and people with underlying health conditions are panic buying because, I mean, they've been told, if you're elderly, I think it's a new legislation that's coming out today, to isolate for several months, for 3 months at least.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that? That's going to be hard for them.
Also, going back to what just it said, I've popped it up on the screen.
Right.
But it said that they
Just
do
Pop it down, show them it.
Yeah, I will. So it says that they do contactless deliveries now. So when you order food, you can leave them a note saying just leave on the doorstep and ring the bell, and then I know that you're there. And then they'll go off and then you can open the door and get food, which I think is a really smart idea. And I think deliveries are doing that now. You know, if you buy from the shops, I think they're doing that.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Leave it on the doorstep and get the hell out of here. No, I think that it's not going to be like a thing that's going to be with the country for that long, and I think that it's something that we all have to get through as a country.